morning, dear students, and welcome to today's session. In this particular session, we are going to start with the story My Greatest Olympic Prize, which is written by Jesse Owens. Now, before we go on to the story, let us first discuss about the author Jesse Owens. Now, Jesse Owens was the son of a sharecropper and grandson of a slave, and he achieved what no Olympian before him had accomplished. His stunning achievement of 4 gold medals at the 1936 Berlin Olympics has made him the best remembered athlete in Olympic history. He was born on September 12, 1913 in Alabama, USA, and was named James Cleveland and was called JC. So he was nicknamed as JC. At the age of 9, when his family moved to Cleveland, Ohio in USA, where his new school teacher gave him the name that was to become known around the world. The teacher was told JC when she asked his name to enter in her roll book, but she thought he said JC, and since then this name stuck to him and he was known as Jesse Owens for the rest of his life. Now, his promising athletic career began in 1928 in Cleveland, Ohio, where he set junior high school records by clearing 6 feet in the high jump and leaping 22 feet 11 3/4 inch in the running broad jump, which is now known as the long jump. During his high school days, he won all the major track events, including the Ohio State Championship for 3 consecutive years. Owens' sensational high school track career resulted in him being recruited by dozens of colleges. He chose the Ohio State University, even though the university could not afford a track scholarship at the time. He did a number of jobs to support himself and his wife Ruth. He had a very hard and difficult life. He worked as a night elevator operator, a waiter, he pumped gas and worked in the library stacks. At the Big Ten Championship in Ann Arbor on May 25, 1935, he set 3 world records and tied for a 4th one. And he achieved all this in a span of about 45 minutes. His success at the 1935 Big Ten Championship gave him the confidence that he was ready to excel at the highest level. He entered the 1936 Olympics and became the first American track and field athlete to win 4 gold medals in a single Olympiad. He was an inspirational speaker, highly sought after to address youth groups, professional organizations, civic meetings, and sports banquets. He died from complications due to lung cancer on March 31, 1980 in Tucson, Arizona. Now, in order to understand the story well, we need to understand the Aryan superiority theory, or we can say Nazis' Aryan superiority theory. Now, the story of my greatest Olympic prize, it refuses to admit the Nazis' idea of Aryan superiority theory through Jesse Owens' individual excellence. Now, what is this Aryan superiority theory? The Nazis believed in the theory of racial hierarchy, identifying Germans as part of Aryan or Nordic master race. The Nazis aimed to unite all Germans living in historically German territory while excluding all those who were deemed either to be community foreigners or belonging to an inferior race. So the Nazis aimed to consider all the Germans, unite all the Germans, and considered the Germans to be belonging to a superior race, whereas they wanted to exclude all the community foreigners and those people who belong to the inferior race. At the Berlin 1936 Olympics, Hitler planned to show the world that the Aryans were the dominant race. Jesse Owens, on the day of his trials, at first was not worried, as he had trained himself, sweated himself, and disciplined himself for 6 long years. But when he saw another German athlete, Luz Long, who was a tall German athlete, Jesse Owens was startled. So on seeing Luz Long, a tall German athlete, Jesse Owens was startled, and he now was troubled in his mind. He started thinking that if Luz Long won, it would add some more new support to the Nazis' Aryan superiority theory. Thus, Jesse Owens, being a black, wanted to prove Hitler wrong. He sealed his place in the Olympic history by becoming the most successful athlete of the 1936 Olympic Games. He also became the first American to win 4 track and field gold medals at a single Olympics. He won the medal in the events like 100 meter, 200 meter, 4 into 100 meter relay and long jump. Now when Jesse Owens won, the first one to congratulate him was Luz Long, who looked like the model of Nazi, but he wasn't the model of Nazi. He too did not believe in the Aryan superiority theory. The German athlete Luz Long won the silver medal. Now the two athletes were then seen shaking hands together, a scene that the Nazis had never envisioned. So the story is based on this theory. Now this story, my greatest Olympic prize, is in fact a true story of a friendship that developed between two great athletes during the 1936 Berlin Summer Olympics. Hitler had spread the myth that one ethnic group was superior to all others, and he refused to acknowledge that a black man could ever be successful. Now this theory or belief of Hitler affected African American track and field athlete Jesse Owens so badly that he almost failed to qualify for the long jump finals. The situation seemed hopeless to him until his opponent, Luz Long, a German athlete, spoke to him encouragingly, giving Jesse Owens a tip and advice that helped him qualify for the long jumps. Now, Luz Long knew that if Owens succeeded, it might jeopardize his chances of winning the gold medal, since they were competing against each other. So, in spite of knowing that if Jesse Owens qualifies in the long jump, then it may not be possible for Luz Long to win a gold medal in that event, still Luz Long went forward and encouragingly advised Jesse Owens, which helped him to qualify for that event. So he puts his winning a gold medal at risk and continued to encourage Jesse Owens to try harder. Now it was this act of Luz Long that led Owens to first qualify and then go on to win the medal and set a record, that is his stunning achievement of 4 gold medals at the 1936 Olympic Games in Berlin, which has made him the best remembered athlete in Olympic history. And more importantly, it led to a lifelong friendship between the two men, which ended only when Luz Long was killed in action in World War II. Thus, the story explores the theme of true sportsmanship spirit and it showcases true friendship. So through this short autobiographical account, Jesse Owens showcases the true and honest friendship that was formed between him and the German athlete Luz Long. Anyway, we'll be doing the storyline in the next class. I hope you all have got an idea what the story is basically about. Thank you for watching and stay blessed.